Hi, all. We're going to do chapter 2 in the effective speech book about how to pick your topic and pick your purpose. So, I'm going to go through the slides like I did on the audio file last time, but we're going to do it through video because it's just easier to upload that way. I am outside on this beautiful day on my little tiny patio in the back of my house. My dog is out running around in the fenced in yard, Roxy. I I rescued her with my husband and my kids at the Cumberland shelter on Delsey Drive oh God, now 8 years ago. 8 years ago. So she's our furry family member. So anyway, let's go on to chapter 2. And then, again, if you have any questions, like I said in chapter 1, you could definitely contact me through discussion board, or you can make an appointment with me on Zoom. You can email me, and then I can send you a Zoom link and we can talk face to face. So whatever works best for you is great. All right, so let's start chapter 2. So the chapter 2 overview is how do you select a topic, how do you narrow your topic, and what is the central idea, and starting to work with an outline. So on slide I guess it's 4. Yes, slide 4. How do you select a topic? So you have to identify your general purpose. What are you doing? And a lot of people usually brainstorm, create some type of idea bank, and do some research. So the 4 speeches you have to do for classes: introduce yourself is your first one, demonstration speech is your second, an informative speech is your third speech, and a persuasive speech is your fourth. It's important to start to think about those topics. And in this summer class, since it's so fast, it does become a little bit not overwhelming, but if you don't keep up with kind of thinking a step ahead with a lot of what you're doing with each of your topics, then it becomes maybe a little bit of an issue. But I'll keep you on track, and I'll keep you asking you what your topic is, and you have to actually submit that for your speeches, besides your first one, because obviously your introductory speech is you. And but it is, a topic is important, knowing your audience as college students and kind of figuring out how you're going to do that. Everybody does it differently. There is no right or wrong way. It's just how you process information and get yourself ready to do it. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. So to identify the purpose of your speech, this is slide 5. Are you going to demonstrate? Are you going to inform? Are you going to persuade? Are you going to do some type of special occasion speech? It could be a speech at a wedding. So that your general purpose, I basically give you that as part of your speech. If you're demonstrating, your general purpose is to demonstrate. If you're doing an informative speech, your general purpose is to do is inform, persuade. So I'm giving you that as a way to start. But the other parts are a little bit more difficult. So you can brainstorm, write things down, search for a topic. There's a lot of great things on YouTube that show you other college students, and I have some in the speeches to watch folder on your Blackboard about what students have done in all those categories. You cannot actually use, exactly what they did, but it gives you some ideas. My one suggestion is to do something well for your demonstration speech, and also to research and to inform and persuade us about a topic that you like. And we'll get into those things, but starting to think about your topics is important. On slide 7, it shows doing some research about an idea bank for Historical Society. So she wrote a bunch of different things, or he wrote a bunch of different things down, and then came up with pioneer life in building homes. So it just depends on what you're interested in talking about. So this, I would assume, would be an informative speech. If you're going to do a persuasive speech, a speech to persuade might have a general purpose to do what? To reinforce values. So a lot of examples are: don't text and drive. Are you pro-life, pro-choice? Who should you vote for in the next election? This candidate and why. You're actually stomping your foot, shimmying a little, and saying, I believe that this is something that you should consider based on this academic research that I did and my opinion about it. But your opinion has to be based in fact and evidence. So how do you narrow your topic? And this is a really great thing. It's like a formula, almost like math. For communications, I always say that communications is creative, but it's also strategic, because you can't really do anything in communications if you don't have a plan. So your outline and narrowing your topic is your plan. So you want to identify your specific purpose, identify the central idea, evaluate, oh, they have a typo on their slide, evaluate the central idea, and construct a working outline. So how do you create a central idea? You figure out what your specific purpose is, and you identify the objective of the purpose, of the speech purpose. So I'm going to go down to the formula on the slide and tell you what slide it is so you know. So this is a really valuable slide. I like how this book does this. It's slide 12 of your chapter 2 slides. So your general purpose at the top is to inform. We have to know who our audience is. So the student's writing, I'm going to inform my nutrition class. So for you to write a specific purpose, it would be you're going to inform or demonstrate or persuade my speech class about something. Okay. It seems here with about the health benefits of soy products, it's going to be persuasive, or it's going to be informative. It depends on how they present it. And the general purpose is to inform. To inform my resident hall mates, we know the audience, about how to prepare a special meal for under $20. And the third one is to persuade the freshman class to join the Partners in Education program. So this is giving you general purpose plus audience plus objective equals your specific purpose. Okay? That is so important to kind of understand the concept. Write this out at the top of your outline, and you'll see on the format outline template that I provide you, I ask you those questions at the top. It's not something that you actually say in your speech, but it's something that I can look at the top and know that you get what you're trying to do. And this really is general purpose plus audience plus objective equals specific purpose of your speech. To narrow down what you're talking about and presenting is really important. It's like a thesis statement in any paper that you're going to write for college and beyond. So this goes into a little bit more about central idea. Your central idea really becomes the preview of your speech. Your central idea is the main points of your speech. So this is an example. To inform my nutrition class about the health benefits of soy products. And then this person's central idea is today's market offers several soy products that are high in protein and beneficial to our health. If I was going to look at the central idea, I would say that she has about 2 main points there. The high in protein and beneficial to their health. If you look at the second one, the second specific purpose, to inform my resident hallmates how to prepare a meal for under $20. With a few basic utensils and an eye for a bargain at the supermarket, you can prepare a special home-cooked meal in your resident hall kitchenette. I think that that's a good start of a central idea, but I think that you also need to add your main points. So you're going to say, possibly, shop at like Aldi, a cheaper supermarket, get the supermarket brand type of ingredients that you need, and make sure that you coupon or whatever you need to do to save money. So those three things would be the main points of your speech. So I would extend that central idea a little bit. And the last one is to persuade the freshman class to join the Partners in Education program. So the central idea, as college students, we need to give back to the community by joining the Partners in Education program. Now, this is persuasive. And so they add which pairs our college with a local elementary school. Well, as an audience member in that case, I would say all of that. I mean, I would listen to all of that, but I'd want to know, well, what do we actually do for the school? Why do I want to become a partner, right? So to extend that central idea, I would say, I want you to join the Partners in Education program because it pairs our college with the local elementary school. We are able to help promote reading, math, and science with the kids that are in that program and how that translates to college. You're really trying to take a very broad topic and focusing it just like you would do a thesis statement. So I hope those examples help. They talk about in the book to do full sentence outlines. I do not ask you to do that. I ask you to create keyword outlines. The reason I do that, and I say this in every class, is it's not effective reading. This is effective speech class. And if you put everything on your outline or you write in paragraphs, you're going to be more tempted to read your speech than present. Reading and presenting are different. So if you read, you have no eye contact. If you have no eye contact, you don't really gain credibility with the audience. If you don't gain credibility with the audience, they're not going to pay attention to you. So it's kind of like a slippery slope. So when you do these speeches, we are not reading, we're presenting, and the outlines are keywords and phrases to help remind you and organize your thoughts, remind you of what you want to say, but not read the speech. And that's really important to what you're going to learn here. Presentations are not about the slides, and they're not about reading. They're about you going up there, being confident, understanding the material, using academic sources to back up what you're going to say, and share that information with the audience. So I'm looking at the other slides to see. On slide 17, it says, what is the central idea? And the answer is C, a statement that sums up your speech, what your speech is about. And that's correct. And I also would add that it also previews your main points in there. So a lot of the time, if I can get you to write a very specific central idea, then I tell you to put your central idea where your preview of speech also goes, and you've done the work already into what you're going to do. And then that focuses the body of your speech. So that's the end of chapter 2. I'll go on to chapter 3 in a minute. Again, if you have any questions, email me. We can Zoom, or you can definitely go onto the discussion board and ask me a question there. A lot of the times, if you ask me questions on the discussion board, it's the same questions other students have. So by you posting there, it really does help everybody else, just like asking a question in class, in the classroom. So please don't hesitate to ask me anything. There is no dumb question. I'm here to help you and to share my knowledge with you, so please do so. I'll see you in chapter 3.